Alright, hello everybody. This is Peter Soul from the 448 Zelda Marathon, and today we'll be continuing our speedrun guide through Ocarina of Time. So we're going to pick up where we left off, at the entrance to the Fire Temple. So the first order of business is to back run up those stairs and side hop to the door to your left, I guess when you're looking at the entrance, where you're going to meet Darunia, who, as we discussed, is terrible at naming his son. But he's going to chat with you a little bit, talk about how much you grew up, tell you about the Goron's problems, how Ganondorf is causing trouble, and then he's going to leave, basically. Which seems silly to me, because you're the hero of this story. The easiest thing for him to do would just be to toss you the hammer and help you up on that platform where he is now, and that would be the end of it. Because apparently he can go through the door when it's locked, but we can't, and we have to search through an entire dungeon to do that. It really just seems like a better idea if he takes you with him. But regardless, there he goes. And now we're gonna do this entire temple. So, break left, jump across here, these platforms, and head for the first Goron here on the left. Now, in case any of you didn't know, you do not have to talk to these Gorons, so just completely ignore them and grab the keys that are unlocked with each of them. I just wanted to see if that would work, and obviously it didn't, so don't bother with that. Just rolling jump off of all these edges. But yeah, with the Gorons, all you need to do is grab the keys. You don't need to talk to them. So you can back run across this room, use the key to open the door, and now we're moving into the heart of the dungeon. So, head left. Follow along this wall here. Remember, the lava doesn't hurt you, or at least not right away, so you can run on it every once in a while. Go in this bottom door. Hit the switch and get your next key. And then once you're back out in this main room, you're going to head straight across. Just run in a straight line to the opposite side. Ignore everything as best you can. And you're going to use a bomb to blow up this wall. Now, make a note now, if you have only like 2 or 3 bombs, you're going to want to head out and get some more, because there are very few places to get bombs in this dungeon, and you use them frequently enough. So if you run out, it can cause a real headache, and certainly cause you to lose some time. So you want to make sure you have at least, I'd say, 4, 5, just to be safe. So yeah, in that hallway you'll find another Goron, get another key, and once you've got 2, we're going to head out. So go right outside that door, and then head up to this locked door here at the end of the bridge. Now you don't have to slide down this ramp, just head to the right, whip out your hook shot, and climb. There are keys up here. Go ahead and massacre them if you care to, otherwise you can ignore them. And then just push this block. Alrighty, and here you're going to find your next locked door, and you're back down to 0 keys. Hit up and around here, do a rolling jump to get across, and then push the block down. just pull it back and do a little diagonal jump to grab these chains here. And then you can either do this with the hook shot or with bombs. I prefer bombs just because it gives you a little bit of a timer, which I ruined there because I put it down on the edge and not over the edge. But you can also look down and shoot with the hook shot if you're low on bombs. Regardless, you should have enough time to get up and away from the fire. And then drop down and in the door. Okay, now break right, dodge the boulders. If you hug the outside wall, you'll quickly come upon this switch. And you'll find another key. Doing my best Indiana Jones impression here. And if you head across the way, you'll find another door, which you can open to find another Goron to get another key. There are lots of small keys in this dungeon, but I'm sure you all knew that by now. Alrighty, then just head forward and head straight to this locked door here. Okay, now don't fall. I've played with people that have fallen down this shaft like 3 times in a run through of this dungeon. It just kills you if you fall. So don't fall. But run straight across. Head for the gates right away. The fire will erupt up behind you, but just ignore it. And run to the far side of the room. Alright, so remember when I told you how Farore's Wind is exceedingly useful for saving time? This is one of those times, and we're going to use it a lot. In this dungeon, and the Water Temple actually. It's a savior in the Water Temple. But cast Farore's Wind at the entrance, kill the first slug, then whip out your bombs again, and plant one right here on the crack. Okay, now I make a mistake here. There's a switch nearby where you planted that bomb, and I completely forgot about it when I did this run. So, ignore that. So what you should do is cast Farore's Wind, plant the bomb, head for this switch that I'm going towards right here, hit it, and then head across the way and get that Goron. And careful when you're jumping to these platforms. If you don't kill the slugs, they will knock you down sometimes. So, not a lot, but just be aware of that, because if you fall down, you have to work your way back up to this room. So grab the key from this first Goron here. And now head back to where you planted that bomb. And drop in the hole. And get another key here. And you're back up to 2. Okay, and so now, instead of climbing up that long chain, we're going to cast, or return to the warp point that we just cast. And voila, we're back where we need to be. Saves you about 45 seconds to a minute. So hop on down, back onto the gate thing, and now you're going to head for that door on the right. And this is a high grab. Notice how you don't, it doesn't look like you should be able to grab that, but you do. That's a high grab, which is a technique that we're going to use a couple times in the Water Temple. Now, that's the only high grab that you need to do in the game to beat it. But the 2 in the Water Temple save a good bit of time. So just keep in mind when I use the terminology high grab, I'm meaning that you're grabbing onto a surface that it really doesn't look like you should be able to grab onto. So once you get in this room, break left, weave your way through the fire, and go to this door here that's locked. And cast Pharaoh's Wind again. Head straight through, ignore the Goron for now. Go around the little flamethrowers, hit the switch, and then run for the door. Okay, so if you're low on bombs, this is one of the few places in the dungeon that you can restock. And then just drop a bomb on this fake door here to blow it up, and head on through to, I guess, a mini-boss? Now these guys are annoying, and there's really no super fast way to kill them, sadly. So just try and get your 4 hits on them as quickly as you can. Definitely make sure you get the 4 so that you don't have to do an extra cycle of this nonsense. And you can do so by mixing up the hook shot and the master sword. But once you get 4 hits, he'll jump back in the fire, and you have to repeat it 3 times. Down he goes. So once he's dead, hop up on this platform here, and it'll take you up. And this is like that earlier room. You have the option of dropping a bomb, which is what I prefer to do, or you can use the hook shot, which is what Ryan Adams prefers to do. It's just a matter of preference. So make sure you just hit the switch and climb the gate. Okay, this room. This room is pretty easy. I mean, all you do is run in a circle, but be sure you don't mess up, because it is killer again if you do. So line yourself as best you can, hit the switch, jump onto the little circle thingy, and run. Run, 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 run. And grab the hammer. Congratulations, it's your first big boy dungeon item. And from here, you're going to cast Pharaoh's Wind to return to the warp point. And once again, you've managed to save yourself close to 5 minutes now with that warp. So I think you're starting to see the usefulness of having Pharaoh's Wind, especially in a speedrun. Okay, so once you're back here, you got to play the Song of Time to get the blue block down. And for whatever reason, it did not work for me here, so I wrestled with it for a couple seconds, but I'm just going to skip ahead now to when I finally did get it to work. You have to be standing across from where the Goron's cage is, and that'll bring it down so that you can hop up here and hit the rusted switch to free the last Goron, or to free the second to last Goron. Navi will take the time to tell you that the switch is in fact rusty. Thank you, Navi. But then give it a whack and hop on down to where the Goron is and grab his key right away. Then climb back up, go through the door, and hop on this. You don't have to hit that switch, it just opens up the door behind you. I don't know why I did that. But hop over to here, and do something very miraculous, which is fall a couple 100 feet and land without injury on a solid object. Don't know how Link does that, but very cool. I mean, your leg bones should go up through your shoulders on a fall like that, but who knows? We're the hero time. We can do stuff like that. Keys had their way with me a little bit there, but just go to this statue, whack it a couple times to get rid of it, and then go in the locked door. Remember, you don't have your bow yet, because we're doing the fire temple first, so use your hook shot to take out the keys. Oh look, I just got my first magic pot. But yeah, use the hook shot to take out the birds, kill the slugs by just slashing them ridiculously, and once they're all dead, you'll be free to go. Don't have to do anything in this room, just head for the next door. And now you get to fight another fire dancer. So go ahead and do the same strategy you did last time. And then once it's dead, a little chest will appear, but it just contains bombs, so don't worry about it because you don't really need those anymore. And head through the door that opened. Use your hammer to whack this switch, and the last Goron is finally saved. So go ahead and grab the boss key. And now we're going to head back to where we were 20 minutes ago with Darunia, when he abandoned us. Thanks for that, Darunia. So head out, head up the stairs, and break left. And it's time to fight Volvagia. Now, Volvagia is a really easy boss, but she is one of the most painful bosses that you fight in the game. So since I'm doing this with 2 1/4 hearts, and she can pretty much kill you in one hit at that much life, I do play this pretty cautious, because if you do mess up and you take too long and she nicks you with a swing, at that kind of health, you're probably going to die. So, but if if you're here with 4 or 5 hearts, no worries, you can take a hit or 2, just go in and go for the kill. But, here we go. Subterranean Lava Dragon Volvagia. Very cool. Fun. I didn't know what the word subterranean meant when this game came out, because I was 8. But whatever. That's cool. Now I know. Just like I didn't know how to pronounce Bolero when I was a kid. So, alright. First round, easy enough. She only pops out of the first hole. Go ahead and whack her in the face with the hammer, and then do a jumping slash with your sword when she falls down. You can also do a jumping slash with the hammer. It does the exact same amount of damage. But she'll pop out. Make sure you're off the cliff when she does pop out. You can hang off the side. And as soon as she sees that you're not there, she's going to go back into hiding. So second round, again, she pops out of the first hole. Repeat the process, hammer, jumping slash, and then walk off the side. Now this time she's going to take a little bit longer. Some rocks will fall for a couple seconds, so just hang off the side. until you see her dive back in. And in case you don't see her dive, the rocks will all collect around one hole. Once you see that happen, you're fine. So climb back up, just stay away from that hole. And now we're on to round 3. She's going to go through 2 stages, so go to the second hole that pops up. Whack her with your hammer, do the sword, jumping slash, good. 3 hits on her. Jump back off the side. Comes up, doesn't see you, goes down right away. Okay, so this is the last hit. She's going to come up through 3 holes now, so there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I messed this up, and this is where you see I got cautious, because I really didn't want to die and look like an idiot. So I let that one go. I didn't try and get her. So now I have to wait one more time. There she goes. Try it again. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Up she comes. Give her a whack. And coup de grace! And there you go. First temple finished. Now Volvagia burns herself to death in pretty epic manner, and then falls to the battlefield in pieces before her skull bursts into magical blue flame and turns into a giant jeweled heart. So grab that and then bail out. And so now there's a bunch of cutscenes and talking, which we don't really care about, but it does eventually culminate in you receiving the Fire Medallion from Darunia. So that's 2 sages down, 4 to go. So you'll return to Hyrule in the middle of the crater here. And you can break left for this bridge you crossed earlier, and use your hook shot to go back across. Now, the double magic meter is hidden in there, and that's normally when you'd get it. But again, this is a speed run. We don't need magic for much else other than light arrows at the end of the game and Pharaoh's Wind for the meat of it, so we're not going to worry about it. We're going to save a couple minutes here. So go up the stairs and return to this familiar old warp, because we're going back to the Lost Woods. So remember your pattern. Out of the warp, it's left, and then you're going to run into Mito, and he's going to want you to play Saria's song for him, so go ahead and play the little jingle. Oh, I was playing the Song of Healing. My bad. Move, Mito. Vamonos. I played the song. Alright, there he goes. So it's left, left to Mito's, straight, left, and then right to get to the Sacred Forest Meadow. And so now the meadow is, depending on your preference, either a little bit more dangerous or a little bit safer. If you don't like the Deku Nuts, then you probably prefer these little dog spear people. But these guys can be pretty annoying too, so I think any way you slice it, this is not the best place in the game. So, excuse me. So Navi will teach you how to strafe, and just peek around the corner, make sure he's facing away from you, and then shoot him right in the butt. This guy too. Gotta be a little bit closer. Down he goes. No, I've read lots of commentaries about people wondering why if you shoot this guy in the face with your pointy metal spike he doesn't die, but if you shoot him in the butt or the balls it's instant death. Which I think that's a valid question, but who knows. So as you saw, there are these little crevices in the corridors, and if you can get one to run up to you and duck into the corridor, it'll run right past you, and that works too. You don't have to kill all of them if you can do that. This one's annoying. Climb out of the water and he's facing you can be a real pain. But this one, you know, just run left and right to dodge him, run right past him, don't even worry about killing him, and then once you get up here, you'll have a nice little nostalgic moment. Go check out that tree stump. And then in drops Sheik. And Sheik will flirt with you a little bit more, which is still weird. But at least she does teach you a nifty song. The Minuet of Forest. But then she bails out again and leaves you all alone. So, immediately from where you learned the song, whip out your hookshot, don't even bother moving, shoot up for that tree, and head into the forest temple. And there you go, guys. That's the end of this segment. We shall see you next time.